Hi, everybody. Welcome to my workshop on how to turn your LinkedIn profile into a landing page. My name is Rose Alkamisi. Christina, do you want to talk about the community first before I introduce myself?
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Christina Hellman. I'm a co-founder of the Modern Business Mastery community, and we're super excited to announce our newest resident council member, Rose Alkamisi. We're so glad she's here. She's a brand strategist. She's done amazing things on LinkedIn, helped a lot of people connect, basically. So she's going to be doing workshops in the community free every other month. They're jam-packed, they're full of value, and Rose is just right along with our ethos. We're here to help every entrepreneur at every step of the game learn and get the skills that they need in order to grow as an entrepreneur and as a human. So, yeah, we're so excited to have you, Rose.
I'm so excited. Okay, let's jump into it. Before I start, I want to introduce myself properly to everybody. So, my name is Rose Alkamisi. I'm a personal branding and LinkedIn strategist, building bold brands for late bloomers. So, I help solopreneurs, creatives, and coaches build authority, visibility, and leads on LinkedIn and beyond. I'm an educator turned entrepreneur. So, I used to be a teacher for over 9 years. I'm a proud late bloomer, unconventional and multi-passionate. I have helped clients get more visibility and double their reach as well as their earnings on LinkedIn. And this is my QRL, so feel free to scan it and follow me on LinkedIn. This is the agenda for today. First, I want to talk about why LinkedIn. Why does LinkedIn even matter? And then we're going to talk about how to create a profile funnel, and then we're going to dive into your profile picture, LinkedIn banner, featured section, about or slash summary, and bonus, if we have time, we'll do recommendations, how to write a proper recommendation on LinkedIn. Okay, so the first thing, why LinkedIn, right? So LinkedIn has over 1 billion active users. So everyone on LinkedIn is there for one of the following reasons, whether it's professional development, employment opportunities, networking, business opportunities, B2B and B2C sales, and they're also there to learn, right? So there's been a surge in content creators since 2020, and it's a great place to build your personal brand. So this is the profile funnel that I mentioned earlier. So what is that? So imagine this. So someone reads your content on LinkedIn, right? And then they end up going and visiting your LinkedIn profile, right? Then what they'll do is they'll read your banner, read your headline, and then check your featured section. They'll read your about section. And then if they like what they see, they'll hit that follow button, right? And this is what I want you guys to keep in mind once I go through all the different sections of your LinkedIn profile, because that's what we want to achieve is once they click and visit your LinkedIn profile, that they should like what they see and they'd want to follow you, right? And then that's how you start the process of generating leads for your LinkedIn account. How does that sound? Give me a thumbs up if you are on board and ready to learn how to optimize your LinkedIn profile. All right, let's start. So I want to ask you guys a question, and I know that some of you have just joined, so I'm super excited because we're diving straight into it. So in the chat, if you could tell me, looking at these two profile pictures, which one is the best picture? And then if you could also tell me why you think that, right? If you could also like feel free to unmute, by the way. Feel free to unmute and participate because I want this to be an interactive workshop, so not just me talking, right? So looking at these two profile pictures, right? There's an obvious difference between the two, and I want to know which one do you prefer and then explain why, right? So someone wrote in the chat, A is better. Okay, A is best. Um, why do you think that? So let me ask Christina, why do you think A is better than B?
I just feel like I can see her very clearly. Like it's not fuzzy.
Mhm.
I see her straight on. I see more of her body. It just looks,
Mhm.
more engaging to me.
Okay, and what about B? Do you want to,
I,
relative to A, how is B?
it's just not clear. It's like a weird angle. I can tell it's a photo with like someone else in the picture, and it's not totally like I don't get like a full view of his head. Like I want to see you straight on, man. Like, you know.
Yes, yeah, you hit it right there. Perfect. All right, so let's get into it. I have actually more examples for you guys. So for the rest of you who have just joined, I want you guys to look at these pictures. And then we're gonna talk about them one by one. So these are actual pictures from LinkedIn. I did not make these pictures up. They're real pictures from real profiles on LinkedIn. So let's start with the most obvious one, which is C. What's wrong with C? Type it in the chat or tell me, put your hand up and tell me what is wrong with C. It's obvious, but I want to hear from you. So imagine someone going to visit that profile. What would they think? Not a picture, not a person, right? Just like some plants somebody wrote. Yeah. What the heck? Unless they are a garden centered, yeah, they might be, but even so, like you should have a picture of yourself, right? A picture of who you are as a person. What about B? What are some things you could say about B? What's wrong with that picture? Yep. Go ahead, Christina.
He's not very close up. Like I can't really see him. I don't know if I met him in person, if I'd be able to pick him out of a crowd, you know?
Okay, so the picture's unclear
Yeah.
and it's a bit distant. What else can you say about this picture? What's is it distracting in some way? Like if so, what are the distracting elements in the picture?
Yeah, I'm maybe like trying to figure out where he is. Like, are you at your office? Are you at a meeting? Like, what's this table? That's a nice shiny table. There's just too many things.
Yes, there's too many things and it's far away. Kelly wrote it's far away and the angle is distracting. There's a lot going on. Yeah, the table and then there's the door and then something in the room behind him.
Yeah.
I don't know
There's a
what that
box.
is. Like,
Like it looks like a
see,
box
so
or
so
something.
immediately I'm distracted because I don't know if like I'm trying to figure out what's going on and not really taking the time to look at the rest of the profile, right? Um, and let's look at A now. Like what's going on here in this picture?
I'll speak. Too dark and too much in the background.
It's too dark and there's too many distractions.
Yes.
Yes, he's in a bar, somebody wrote. Not professional. Yes, exactly. So, good. Okay, you guys are onto something here. Now I want to take a look at, let me go to the next slide here. So, does this look familiar to anybody? Yes. So I want to take a look at our people here, their profile. We got Tanya MFK's profile and then Christina's profile picture. Um, let's first look at Tanya's profile picture. I just want you to look at the picture. Don't look at the banner right now. Now, tell me what are the good things about the picture first. Let's start with the good things and what's actually working in this picture. So Pia or Kelly H, if you want to jump in and tell me about just Tanya's picture for now, like what is actually working. Let's look at the positives first. Yes.
Okay, what I like is that it shows personality. So there
Uh-huh.
like a happy look and you know, very joyful.
Yes.
So that's what
She's
I like. And of course,
smiling and it's friendly. Yeah.
There are no distractions in the background.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Very good. And what about Christina's picture? Um, Kelly or Kelly H, if you want to jump in or even put it in the chat. I'm checking the chat right now. Great. Yeah. Bright and bubbly. Absolutely, yes. What about Christina's picture? What's some good things that are working well in the picture? I'm checking the chat as well. Anyone care to comment? Christina's picture is professional and sassy. You can read her personality. Looks good in the photo. Yes, absolutely. Okay, now I want you guys to think about what are some ways to improve the pictures. Let's starting with Tanya's picture. What are some any room for improvement there at all with Tanya's picture? Not sure. Okay. It's a bit more tricky. It takes some skill to detect. Overall, Tanya's picture is really, really great. Like you guys said, it shows personality. She's smiling. It's very approachable. There's no distraction in the background. All of that is accurate. The only thing I would say is that I would like to see more eye contact. She's kind of like looking down. So if it was more straight, it would be perfect. That's the only thing that I would and maybe zoom in a little bit more. Zoom in a little bit more. Okay? Because when we're always optimizing for mobile first design. So when you're looking at the phone, it's a more zoomed in picture would be better. Okay. What about Christina's picture? What are some things that can be improved about Christina's picture? Yep, Kelly H wrote, zoomed in more. Absolutely, I would agree with that. What else? Background is a bit distracting. Okay, so yeah. So maybe just making it a clear background, kind of like what Tanya has.
I didn't know that before. So thank you, Rose, for pointing that
Oh,
out. Never
yes,
occurred to me, like,
absolutely. That's what I'm here
oh.
for. Yeah, so zoomed in, when I get rid of the background and make it like a solid background, or just zoom in more so that it's more focused. And I would say, like, crossing your arms, because I know you to be a very friendly and kind person, but having your arms closed like that, it kind of shows that don't talk to me type of like a closed body language, right? So we want to have like more open body language so it's more inviting. Okay, great job, everybody. Teamwork. Okay, so here's the checklist. So you guys might want to write this down, okay, to make sure that your picture also follows these criteria. So, like you said, uncluttered background, clear photo in focus, eye contact would be ideal, fits into your personal brand, right? The colors, the scheme, just the overall persona, right? Not too zoomed in, like not too close, but also not too far, right? Just the perfect amount of balance. So this is an example here. And then just have like a more approachable picture so that people would want to talk to you, you know? You don't want to be like looking angry or upset or sad or something like that, right? Okay, great. So we can move on, or do you guys have any questions about the profile picture at this point? Or is that really clear for everybody? Give me a thumbs up if it's clear and I can just move on to the next slide. Okay, great. Wonderful. Okay. So, next part, let's take a look at these two LinkedIn banners, okay? Which one is the better banner? put it in the chat or tell me which one A, the top one is A, and then the bottom one is B. Which one is better? Which one is best? And then tell me why as well. Why do you think so? B is clear, okay? B, banner A is too cluttered, okay. Banner B is too cluttered, or banner A is too cluttered, okay. LinkedIn, because everyone knows it. Okay, okay, so this is, you guys are actually off on this one because actually we'll get into it, but it was interesting to see your perspective because I'm kind of surprised, but we're gonna talk about why you might be a little bit off there. So I actually think A is better, and we're gonna talk about why. So let's get into it. So this is my banner. And I'm going to walk you through what are some of the elements that it would be advisable to include in your banner, okay? So here we have like what you do and how you help, right? At the top. I don't know if you can see the arrow here, this one, right? Bold, rebrand, be seen, get booked. So this is mine, and I tell you like what I'm about and how I can help, right? Then I've also included the brand colors and personality. So I have the bold, fuchsia, and black. Those are my brand colors. And I have my, this picture, AI generated picture of me. And then I have here social proof. So this is another thing that should be included in your banner. Social proof is basically showcasing your legitimacy of your expertise or why you are qualified to do something, right? For example, here I have a quote from a client that I've helped. She says, Rose is brilliant at personal branding. And then I also have here at the bottom places where I have done speaking engagements, right? At York University, Spotify, YouTube, the lead organization. So I put that as social proof to show my legitimacy and expertise. Then here at the corner, I have a call to action. So once you've visited my profile, what I want you to do, I want you to DM me. And I give you like a word that you could use to DM me so that you're not like, oh my God, what do I say to her? So I'll just tell you like just DM me bold and then we'll get started, right? So this is one example, okay? And then I'll show you another example. Here's an example of Chris Doe's LinkedIn banner. Same thing here. He writes what he does and how he helps. Emmy award-winning designer, an introvert, an introvert's guide on how to get clients, grow influence, and build your personal brand, right? So he has that there for you. So that's what you do and how you help. Then a call to action. He has his website and all the different groups that he has, which is Accelerator, a Pro Group, and Business Bootcamp, right? And it also showcases his personal brand. So it's a picture of him smiling with his signature look, and then the brand colors in the background, right? And then social proof at the bottom of all the different appearances and all the different companies that he has worked with. Give me a thumbs up if you're following me so far and you're understanding where I'm going with this. Okay, great. Okay, another example here. It's a very strong personality here, right? With a very colorful personal brand, right? So this is like the banner is your opportunity to showcase your personal brand because there's like your the visual side of your personal brand, right? Right off the bat, you could tell like this is a very vibrant person, a bold person, right? Based on the colors that she chose and the picture that she chose, right? And again, it's like what you do, how you help. So she helps people make LinkedIn simple and fun. right? And then the call to action at the bottom, which is like, go visit my website. Here's the website. Is that clear for everybody? Yeah. Okay. So let's take a look at Tanya's. Now that you know what is are the different elements to include in your banner, we're gonna take a look at Tanya's banner right now. First, let's talk about what's working well. What's working well in this banner? If you could write it in the chat or just tell me. What is working well right now? Her photo, her picture is there. Yeah, it's clear. What she offers is there. Yep. Her personality. Yep. Okay, great. Yeah. And now, what can be improved? What can be improved? How can we improve this banner? You can write it in the chat or just tell me. Unmute and tell me or write it in the chat. How can we improve the banner? Social proof, yes. A call to action, absolutely. Absolutely. Social proof and things she has been on, also call to action. Yep, I would agree with that. And yeah, I would also say like just kind of rearranging a little bit so that there's more breathing room. Like for example, like at the end there, it's cut off. The picture of her is cut off. So I kind of like move it a little bit to this to the side so that there's more room around, like sort of white space, right? It looks a bit cluttered, so if we shrink a little bit of the Tanya Amafke, if we shrink that a little bit, it would like have more breathing room around, right? So you don't want it to look cramped, right? Okay, let's take a look at, does this look familiar? So how can we what's working well first? What's working well in this banner?
Hey, Rose.
Christina's banner.
Hey, Rose.
Mhm.
Kelly had a question. She said, what if you haven't been on anything? Like if you haven't been on a podcast or you don't have any kind of like social proof yet, what do you recommend?
So there's different types of social proof. There's the years of experience that you've had, how you've helped others, a quote from a client, a testimonial, like all of those things could be social proof. So it doesn't have to be speaking engagements. Does that help?
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
30 years
great,
of
wonderful.
experience. Yeah, Kelly, 30 years of
There you go.
experience in whatever
Yeah, that could be
industry.
totally be social proof. Like just put, I've been in this for 30 years, right? I've been doing this for 30 years,
Or
helped countless clients,
X
right?
amount of clients. Yeah, any of that.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah. So it doesn't always have to be like speaking engagements, like places where you've spoken. But yeah, focusing on the banner here, like what is working well and then what can be improved. So if you could type that in the chat, let's take a look. I'm waiting for people to type in the chat. There is a lot that can be improved. Okay, like what? So okay, CTA, social proof, what I do. A picture would be great. Yeah, accurate. What do you think, Christina? Would you agree
Oh,
with
yeah.
the feedback here?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm missing everything.
That's okay. No, but I think that here's what I'll say, and I've been thinking about this. So when you have a business, we tend to make our LinkedIn page look like our business page, when in fact our LinkedIn page should showcase our personal brand, right? And the business page should look like the business brand, right? And then you kind of incorporate your business into your LinkedIn page, if that makes sense. So I would say focus on showcasing your personal brand and then incorporate elements of your business into your LinkedIn profile. I hope that helps.
So, Rose,
And okay, yeah,
hey, Rose,
go
just to
ahead.
clarify that. So, do you recommend that people have a page for their personal account and their business?
Yeah, I mean, you guys have that, right? You have
Mhm.
the Modern Business Mastery, and then I think there's a couple more, right, that you for your individual businesses as well, right? So yes, I have that as well. Like I have a business page, and I also have, but like I would say your personal LinkedIn profile should be yours, and then and so it should showcase your personal brand because the thing is people buy from people. If they don't know you and they don't know anything about you, why would they buy from you, right? So they're not like you're not buying from a business, you're buying from a person, right? Especially when your business is services, you're offering services to people, right? So does that answer your question?
Yes. And then one more question. I'm sorry, there's just some really good questions in the chat. Um,
Yes,
if
I like
we
that.
if we have profile photos, do we really need to add another photo of ourselves on the banner? Is it just like another opportunity for
No,
them to see?
no,
No.
no. No, it just so happens that those are examples of people who have added their picture to the banner, but it doesn't always have to be the case. However, you have to find another way to showcase your personality, right? So how are you like you have to think about, for example, like let's say you have a emoji that you always use or some sort of something like colors or um, pictures or themes around your personal brand that kind of showcases your personality, showcases your brand, right? So if you don't do that with your picture, you have to find other ways to convey that, right? So that it's recognizable. You want to be recognizable, right? So that's how you gain visibility is by when somebody sees something, they immediately think of you, right? Like the colors and the theme reminds them of you, reminds them of your brand, right? So how do you do that? So that's where maybe working with a brand strategist could like help you figure that out. Yeah,
Mm.
so moving on.
Well, Pia, did you have a
So
question? Pia?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, for example, I'm a solopreneur myself,
yeah.
so I have kind of my own brand in cultures, but I am, well, in a way you can say that I have a personal brand, but it's all interrelated. So I'm just thinking about the difference, what to, have in which page
hmm
and how to make it different. So if okay, I understand if I want to build my brand so that I would hire other people, so that would be natural then to have a business page. So that's my,
Yes.
I don't know if it's a question or a comment or what, but
Well, I want you to like think of if you have a question, think about
Yeah.
it and then write it down. And then towards the end, I'll take everybody's questions. I will stop if you have a question for each section specific to the section that I'm covering, then ask about that. I'll pause for those. But for general, like personal branding stuff, let's wait until the end.
okay.
So now I'm going to talk about the headline here. So, your LinkedIn headline is the most visible part of your LinkedIn profile. So, every time you comment, people can see it. Make it impactful in about, I would say 45 to 55 characters. Most people only see the first 45 to 50 characters because, like I said, most people access LinkedIn on mobile, right? So here's an example of mine, building bold brands for late bloomers, authority, visibility, and leads, brand strategist, and speaker. However, when you look at the comments, you can only see build bold brands for late bloomers, and then it cuts off, right? So the first part of your headline should kind of immediately spark somebody's interest, immediately tell them like give them an idea of like what you do, right? So for me, building bold brands for late bloomers, right? And then if they want to find out more, they can go to my profile and read the rest of my headline, right? The maximum number of characters that you can have for a headline is 220. So that's like the whole, like if you were to write the whole thing down, I don't recommend that because it looks kind of cluttered and like a little bit too much. So I think simplifying and clarifying what you're about is key, and we're gonna get more into that because I have some templates for you guys. Here's one example of a template you could use when rewriting your headline. So headline examples. This is one type of template. Whom you help plus the value proposition plus the service offered, right? So here's an example. I help target audience achieve value proposition through service offered. Example, I help creative entrepreneurs transform their passion into profit through strategic personal branding and LinkedIn optimization. Another example, I craft compelling content for brands by blending creativity with strategic messaging. Okay, so that's one type of headline template. I have another example here. So experience plus years of experience plus target audience. Example, years of experience of expertise for target audience. 15 years of digital marketing expertise for solopreneurs looking to scale their online presence. Or another example, 10 years in SEO content plus scaling tech startups online presence, right? So I've highlighted the colors where like the expertise versus the audience versus the years of expertise, right? Now here's the challenge for you. Choose one template, rewrite your headline, and share in the chat. So I'm gonna give you guys 1 minute to rewrite your headline, your LinkedIn headline, choosing one of these two templates. So I don't know if someone has a timer or I should put the timer on my phone. But I'll give you guys 1 minute to rewrite your headline. Just choose one of the templates, not both. The one that fits your expertise the most. Okay, I'm gonna check the chat. I like this one, Kelly. I like this one a lot. Yeah. So it's not bad, not bad at all. Executive voice coach helping leaders and high performers enhance their voice presence, influence, and communication skills. It's pretty good. Yeah, it's a good start. Anyone else want to share? If you're ready, go ahead and type it in the chat. Let's take a look. Five years of copywriting, 5 years of copywriting consulting and expertise for coaches and course creators. And how does like what is the outcome? So by you helping them with copywriting, what does that do for the clients? Like as far as their bottom line or as far as some of the vital needs that they have? Christina, this is what I'm currently have, helping entrepreneurs create simple and sustainable. By the way, Christina, I did take a look at yours. It's actually pretty good. I do like it a lot. Yeah. So yours is pretty good.
Okay.
This is my current one. Systemic team coach, cross-cultural consulting and trainer, DEI consulting and training. So I would say like for this, it's a lot of titles, but I want to know like more specifically like how does that translate into helping others? Like what does that do for them, right? Specifically, like does it help them get exposure? Does it help them land opportunities, right? I help executives and high performance achieve excellent communication skills through voice, presence, and impact coaching. So the thing is, like even for me, I need to enhance my own headline a little bit because yes, I help you achieve something, but it's like if I could also talk about a little bit of the process of how I do that, that would also enhance the headline a little bit more, if that makes sense. And did everybody have a chance to share their headline? Let me see. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna move on. Does anyone have a question before I move on to the next section about headlines? Okay, I'm gonna move on. Okay, now the other section that I want to talk about, and this one is often overlooked, but so important, especially when you're turning your LinkedIn profile into a landing page, which is turning on your featured section. Featured section is like at this in the center of your profile. So to do that, you go to Add Profile section here, just as demonstrated here, and then go to Recommended, and then click Add Featured. And then once you're there, you can add a link to your website, or you can add a link to your current offer, or you can add a link to your lead magnet by going here. So go to featured and then add link, and then add a link to your whatever, the website lead magnet, right? And then once you do that, you could go to Canva and actually go to YouTube banner and create a banner that would enhance the thumbnail, because when you add the link by itself, it's gonna come out like kind of fumbled and not clear. Whatever the website image is gonna pop up, like a random, your website image is gonna come on. But if you edit the thumbnail by going to edit media plus edit thumbnail, you can actually create a nice looking thumbnail by going to Canva and uploading that, right? And then the final result is gonna look like this. So this is what I have on my not website page. And it looks really professional, and it looks like more put together, as opposed to just having a random image from your website be the thumbnail, if that makes sense. Is that clear for everybody? You can also watch the replay to see how the steps exactly how to do it, right? Okay, so I think that's clear, right? Okay, thumbs up. All right, great. So that's a little bit of a enhanced trick for you. Now I'm gonna move on to the About section. So this is the biggest section of your profile, and it's really important. So when we're thinking about how to turn your LinkedIn profile into a landing page, I usually go with the PASA framework, and I think you guys already learned that from others in the community, how to do that. But just to go over it very briefly, so how you would structure your About section is you have the headline at the top, and then you have you address the pain point of the client, your ideal client, and then you agitate the pain point, And then you paint the ideal future, and then you talk about the solution, and then you have a call to action. Okay, so let's take a look at an example of what that would look like if you were to do that on LinkedIn. So this is an example, headline and pain point. Headline, are you struggling to stand out on LinkedIn? The pain, do you feel invisible despite your efforts to share valuable content and connection with others? It's disheartening to put in the work only to see minimal engagement and few, if any, new leads. Agitation, you watch others easily amass thousands of followers and engagement on their posts. Meanwhile, you're left wondering what you're doing wrong and if you'll ever break through the noise. It's frustrating, isn't it? Feeling like success is reserved for a select few while you're stuck spinning your wheels. Ideal future. Imagine a LinkedIn profile that generated leads for you 24/7. Solution. Here's the truth. You don't need to amass a massive following to build a profitable, client-focused business on LinkedIn. What you need is a strategic approach. Introducing ABC Club. I just made that out, like the ABC. There's no ABC Club. A community designed for professionals who are ready to leverage proven strategies to attract and convert clients on LinkedIn. Our method, phase 1, define your authority. Phase 2, develop your offer. And this is cutting off here from me. I can't see. Phase 3, scale your income. Okay. And then finally, a call to action. So you don't have to ride the struggle bus anymore. With a supportive community and the right strategy, you can create a great impact. Ready to turn your profile into a powerful client magnet? DM me ABC and I'll send you the full details. So that's how you do it. So that's how you use the PASA framework to rewrite your About section. Any questions about this? This part? Oh, there's some stuff in the comments. Let me check the chat. Oh, okay, wonderful. Yeah. All right. Okay. So if there are no questions, I'm going to move on to the next part. So, yeah, more about the About section to kind of get you thinking, okay? These are some questions you can ask yourself to like dig deep and try to figure out how to go about writing the About section. Who do you help? What problem do you solve? How do you help? What is your unique selling point? What outcome can you provide clients? What is your process for achieving said outcome? And how can people contact you, right? Do you want them to DM you? Do you want them to go to visit your website? Do you want them to email you? Like, what is the thing, right? Do you guys need a minute to write down these questions, or is it pretty self-explanatory? I think it's pretty I mean, you guys have had so many of these probing questions asked in the community, right? All right, I think we do have time to go to the recommendations and I'll talk you through how to write a proper LinkedIn recommendation. Let me check the chat. Okay. Yeah. So at the bottom of your profile, there's a section called recommendations, right? And you can add the plus sign, click the plus sign, and it has two options: ask for a recommendation and give a recommendation. So here's how you write a proper LinkedIn recommendation. First, state who you are and your relation to the person you're recommending. I am blank and I sought the help of blank with my blank. For example, I am a digital marketing marketer and I sought the help of Rose for my LinkedIn profile. Number 2, state 2 or 3 things that they've helped you with. example, she helped me clarify my brand, optimize my LinkedIn profile, and gave me a content strategy. Part 3, the recommendation. So I highly recommend blank for blank. Example, I highly recommend Rose as a personal branding and LinkedIn strategist. Any questions about that? Thank you very much. If you enjoyed this presentation, I would really appreciate it if you went to my LinkedIn and gave me a LinkedIn recommendation now that you know how to write one. Thank you. Now I can take some of your questions. So please, if you have any questions about anything that was covered, go ahead and either type it in the chat or unmute and ask.
This was awesome, Rose. Thank you so much. I do want to circle back to the question about, and I think Pia was kind of getting at it, is what you think whether we should have like personal profile pages and then company pages. I know for me, before I partnered with Tanya and I was just, doing a freelancer, doing business by myself, I just had my own page because I felt like my personal page, not a company page. I felt like it was like I didn't understand the strategy and like how I could use that. Now it's different where Tanya and I are, we each have our own pages and we have the business, and that makes sense to me. But someone like Pia or Andrea who are, consultants doing work like that, what would you suggest for them to do? Or what do you see other people doing?
Yes, great question. So for me, this is my perspective. I would say personal branding above all else. Personal branding above all else. Use your LinkedIn profile to highlight your personal brand, and then use your content to bring people to your business or bring people to your offer. This is the strategy that most people who are service providers and content creators use on LinkedIn. And I'm one of those people who uses that strategy because, like I said, people buy from people who they know, like, and trust, as you guys know in marketing. So if they don't know you and you're constantly just putting out promotional content all the time, this is not going to help you. Actually, it's actually hurting you because they don't know you, right? So you have to give them an opportunity to get to know you. And then what you could do is also like comment from your business page. You could comment from your business page. You could build your own audience from your business page as well. So you have your personal brand and then you have your business page. Does that make sense? So like use your personal brand to amplify your personal brand. And then by doing so, you can then leverage your personal brand to bring forth attention to your business. Does that help?
It does make sense. And I guess what I'm intuiting, or tell me if this isn't correct, but start with your personal page. Like if you don't want to do two, if that feels overwhelming, if you're not sure how to like leverage it,
Absolutely.
start with like your personal page. Is that
Absolutely.
okay? Cool.
Yeah. So, Pia, does that answer your previous question, or did you want to ask a follow-up?
Well, I think it kind of confirmed that I can still, build my personal brand first, and then because I feel that it's more natural to me to start building the company brand when I have like more people around, for example.
Yes.
I don't know if
Yes,
that's
yes.
the case, but still it feels like it because I don't really need to build it now because I can get people now from my personal page to my website, for example. I can bring them there. So yeah.
Absolutely. And that's why the featured section is such a key aspect, because you could use your personal page to put your website or your company page in your featured section on your personal page. So that way when someone does visit your personal page, they can immediately see, oh, she's doing this, or she has this business, right? And also like you can talk about your business when you create content, right? And that's like, I'm going to talk about content next time when we have another workshop where I'm going to dive deep into like how to create a content strategy, right? But yeah, I would say like for me, like personal branding is actually the key, because if you see some of the even the companies, big companies, they're asking their employees to use their personal brand to bring attention to the company, right? Because, personal people buy from people, right? They don't buy from companies, they buy from people. And that's why like influencers have such a leverage in the new economy, because people like them, people know them, people trust them, and so they buy from them. I hope this helps, guys.
Thanks. Yeah.
Thank,
Can I ask another question?
of course, go ahead.
It's about the headline. Because
Yes.
I just put my headline there, which because I'm doing quite many things and everything is
Mm-hmm.
kind of interrelated, but still. And then I just wrote the new version very, very quickly. It's not perfect at all, but still. So I'm just wondering that if you write in your headline that I help companies harness the full potential of their multicultural team, so that kind of also nobody's going to read it. That's my fear, that it's too long
No, I
or
actually think the first section here, I help companies harness the full potential of their multicultural teams. I think that's a great start to your headline. I think that will bring attention to your profile page. Because
okay.
like if I'm wanting to hire a multicultural team, and
Mhm.
I want to also gain the full potential of that team, I'll be curious to check out your profile and see how you could do that, right? So I think the first part, because like I said, like the first part that's most visible is the first, say, like 45 to 55 characters, right? That's only for like grabbing attention and getting people to visit your profile. Then the rest of your profile will do the work, right? You have your banner, you have your about section, you have your social proof, you have your content, right? All of that is going to tell a full story of who you are and how you help, right? So we're not going to let like the headline do all the work, right? We're going to also, it's part of the full picture, right? But the headline, what it does is it just, brings attention to your profile, right? And I think this does a good job. So good job.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, hey, Rosa,
Okay, any other questions?
one more question from Kelly. So she was asking more about the personal brand aspect. So how do you go about creating a personal brand, and how do we know what your personal brand is supposed to be? Can you share a little bit
Oh,
about?
that's a big question. Yeah, well, that's something that's like an ongoing process, right? It's through like doing like a personal brand audit, asking yourself clarifying questions to see like what your personal brand is and how it fits in. For now, I would say just focus on, optimizing your LinkedIn profile and focusing on your offer. And then we'll have another workshop about personal branding, but it's a very comprehensive process. It's not something I could just tell you like this is what it is, right?
But
Yes.
that is something you help people develop, though, right, Rose? So if somebody wanted to get support from you in doing that, that's
Absolutely, yes. Just um, follow me on LinkedIn. I talk a lot about personal branding in my content, and I educate people about personal branding in through my content, right? And I have taken a bit of a break from LinkedIn these days, so I haven't been posting as much because, with personal branding, your personal brand always evolves as you get more clarity about who you are and your business and how you want to show up in the world, right? So I've been taking some time myself to like sit and reflect and figure out like, how do I want to show up on the platform, and how do I want to differentiate myself on the platform, right? So it's a very I would say, in a way as well, it's kind of a spiritual process as well, to kind of sit with yourself, reflect, meditate, and kind of say, what do I want? How do I want to show up in the world, right? And how do I want to serve others? So that's something that by asking a lot of interpersonal questions, and by also having someone to reflect off of and guide you through that process, you get more clarity over time.
Awesome. Yeah, we all want clarity, right? In our business and in our lives.
Absolutely. Yeah. But it's a good this is a good first step, right? To like, because even with LinkedIn itself, it's can be so overwhelming and you don't know where to start, and it's like so many things to figure out. So now you have like a blueprint that you can kind of use, and then as you get more clarity with your personal brand, you can modify your LinkedIn accordingly. So don't think that like you do the LinkedIn once and then you just forget about it and then you're good to go forever, right? It's like an ongoing process. I've had to modify my LinkedIn profile so many times to reflect where I was at the time, and where my personal brand was at the time, and my new offer and stuff like that. So it's an ongoing process, and it should evolve. Like, your personal brand should evolve with you as you evolve, and that should be reflected in your social media accounts as well. So thank you guys. Oh man, this is my first ever workshop, and I'm so honored that I had the opportunity to teach you guys all the things I've learned over the last year about LinkedIn, and I'm really passionate about it. So I'm glad you enjoyed it, and thank you for giving me the time. Really, really appreciate it.
You're amazing, Rose. Thank you so much. And stay tuned, everyone. Rose's
Thank
next
you.
session is going to be in August. So we'll be putting
Yes.
it up in the community. Obviously, you don't want to miss it because it's so good.
Thank you. And if you have like questions and things that you want me to cover, because it's also not written in stone, like I'll adjust my lessons or my workshop according to what people actually want to learn about, right? So that I can, cater more to you guys. So yeah, I'm really excited. Thank you guys. Really appreciate everybody.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great day. Thank you all. Thank you so much, Rose.
Thank you. Thank you.